In a world where seasons rule and waters vanish, behold the secret backstage of life, the vernal pool. A temporary oasis where drama, survival, and transformation come to life. Welcome to Ontario's hidden symphony, where every season writes its own score. A masterpiece in 4 seasonal movements, starring the region's most captivating amphibians and reptiles, with guest appearances by fairy shrimp and the supporting cast of vernal indicators. Winter is a time of silence in the forest. Beneath this icy surface lies a hidden world in waiting. Entire ecosystems, frozen in time, are stored in these shallow, snow-covered basins. Yet, even now, life survives. Imagine vernal pools as nature's storage tanks, cradled by direct snowfall. Beneath the frozen, muddy surface lies a secret, a microbial seed bank, nature's tiny time capsule. Like microscopic adventurers, these encysted protists and hardy microorganisms snooze through the chill, preparing for a grand springtime encore. But what are our native species doing as winter commands silence? Each creature retreats to its own secret lair. At first glance, this may appear to be little more than a lifeless frog. But this remarkable creature, the wood frog, is an unparalleled survivor. By producing its very own antifreeze, glucose coursing through its veins, it withstands temperatures that should be fatal. A frozen statue of endurance, it will awaken when the frost retreats. Our reptilian chameleons, the 5-lined skinks and northern ribbon snakes, nestle in warm burrows, while the sneaky salamanders find refuge in hidden crevices, trading frost for a gentle embrace of warmth. The wood turtles even enjoy a streamside spa, cooling in oxygen-rich waters, as if they've booked a luxurious winter retreat. As the snow recedes and gentle spring rains pour down, our vernal pools burst into life. Imagine nature's own block party. Amphibian migrations abound. Frogs and salamanders converge on these ephemeral oases, laying eggs that soon hatch into wiggly, energetic larvae. It's the most joyous amphibian meet and greet of the year. Observe the spotted salamanders, those unassuming stars of the show, touring the soggy forest floor en masse. Their mission: lay the egg masses that will soon fill these pools with life, each egg teeming with symbiotic algae, glowing like emeralds underwater. Meanwhile, beneath the watery surface, elusive fairy shrimp perform the dazzling underwater choreography near the Niagara Escarpment. These ancient creatures, whose lineage predates dinosaurs, thrive in temporary waters, reminding us that even brief moments can leave lasting impressions. And what symphony is complete without the high-pitched piccolo notes of our spring peepers? These tiny frog tenors belt out the tunes across half a mile, filling the air with singular peeps that echo like nature's version of street buskers performing for a crowd of none, or maybe everyone. And the inclusivity doesn't stop there. Meet the blue-spotted salamanders, the unexpected trombonist siblings to the Jefferson salamanders. Together, they all add unique vibrancy to Ontario's booming amphibian migration each spring.
So, what you're hearing, different amphibians, this is March 15th, part of our early spring break. I'll move up in a little bit, but in those woods there's a curve here, and it's flooded, and it's what you would call a vernal pool. A vernal pool is seasonally flooded. It's not going to hold water year-round. But in the spring of the year like this, it's where the amphibians of the woods will meet to reproduce, lay their eggs, raise their young. Well, the young raise themselves, but... And what we have is, it's an old oxbow. There's a creek nearby, but this is an old curve in the creek there, where you had a flood at some point, blew out a corner, and the creek rerouted itself and left this old channel behind.
And, oh, the stage lighting. It turns out that the forest canopy itself determines the success of this concert. Deciduous canopied pools attract richer biodiversity compared to their coniferous counterparts. Why, you ask? More sunlight, warmer water, perfect for amphibian breeding grounds. As spring gives way to summer, the vernal pools begin to shrink under the relentless sun. With water levels falling, our amphibian stars, the tadpoles, enter a race against time, grow legs or leap to safety. It's nature's very own reality show, aptly titled, Survive or Metamorphose. With drop-dead dramatic flair, predators join the action. Northern ribbon snakes and five-lined skinks patrol the shrinking edges, while visiting raccoons and eager birds transform the pools into an all-you-can-eat buffet. Every bite counts on this high-stakes stage. Not to be outdone, the spotted turtles dive in for a sumptuous refill after a long winter's wait, recharging their energy with a burst of poolside dining. Amidst the summer heat, love remains in the water. Spotted salamanders, blue-spotted salamanders, spring peepers, and wood frogs return to these magical pools. Courtship dances and tender egg-laying rituals ensure that the next generation is set to inherit this spectacular stage. Thou beware of the drive by carnivores and feathered friends. Autumn paints the forest gold, and yet even now, an unseen ecosystem quietly prepares for rejuvenation. The trees above begin their annual shedding, blanketing the once vibrant pools with a layer rich in nutrients. These fallen leaves, particularly those of the American beech and maple, mark the beginning of a new chapter. As they decay, they will release essential nutrients into the soil and water, feeding the vegetation and microorganisms that depend on them. Flanking the edges, the sensitive fern produces spores in preparation for the rains to come, ensuring its continuity in the cycle of life within the pool. The three-way sedge, another wetland indicator species, marks the boundaries of where water will return. Its presence foretells the pool's reawakening as rain replenishes the barren depressions of today into thriving ecosystems once more. And so, while the pools now lie dormant, the surrounding vegetation holds its breath. New beginnings are embedded in this quiet finale, hinting at the revival to come. In these cool, fading days, our five-lined skinks the master preppers, and northern ribbon snakes the snack and snooze specialists, ready themselves for the winter to come, feasting, fattening, and finding shelter with expert precision. Under the gentle fall rains, spotted salamanders make the short, determined trek to the vernal pools, strutting and fertilizing in a brief, fervent burst of nightlife before retreating to the forest's secret nooks. And finally, the modest spring peeper, the quieter crooner, finds solace in woodland shelters, offering the occasional relaxed encore as nature winds down for the season. So, as nature takes its bow and the lights dim on another cyclical performance, remember, a vernal pool is never just a pool. It is a living, breathing story, a recurring masterpiece, waiting for the curtain to rise again with the arrival of spring. Thank you for joining us on this backstage journey through Ontario's seasonal symphony. Let the music of nature inspire every heartbeat. Until next time, may your days be as magical as these wondrous pools of life.